Today we're jumping into a book that might completely change the way you think about money. It's The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and it is packed with some absolutely timeless lessons. Let's get right into it.
So, what's the big idea here? Well, it's actually super simple, but wow, is it powerful. Housel's whole point is that doing well with money has very little to do with how smart you are. It has almost everything to do with how you behave. It's not about what you know, it's about what you do.
And that really brings us to the core question of the whole book. You've seen this happen, I'm sure of it. You've got the certified genius who just can't seem to get their finances right. And then you have someone with a totally normal job who ends up retiring as a multimillionaire. I mean, how does that even happen?
Well, check this out. This slide lays out that exact paradox with two real-life stories from the book, and it's just wild. On one side, you have this brilliant tech executive, a guy who was key to designing Wi-Fi, who ended up going broke after, and I'm not kidding, throwing gold coins into the sea for fun. Then you have Ronald Reed, a humble janitor who quietly saved his money, invested patiently, and left over $8 million to charity. One had the brains for sure, but the other one, he had the right behavior.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with that core story. Then we'll get into why your own money habits probably make a lot more sense than you think. After that, we'll look at the incredible unseen forces that actually build wealth, redefine what money is really for, and then wrap it all up with a simple playbook you can start using today. So, let's kick things off with this foundational idea. That story about the janitor and the tech exec, it's not some weird one-off. It's the perfect illustration of what this book is all about.
See, here's the thing we have to understand. We're all taught to think about money like it's physics, with these hard, fast rules and formulas. But it's not like that at all. It's a soft skill. It's driven by your emotions, by your personal history. Honestly, how you handle things like greed and fear is way more important than any textbook you'll ever read.
And that leads us perfectly into one of my favorite ideas from the book, the no one's crazy principle. This is all about giving yourself and other people a little bit of grace when it comes to money decisions. This quote just nails it. Think about it, right? If you grew up poor and your parents struggled through a recession, you were going to view risk and saving completely differently than someone who grew up during a massive economic boom. Your tiny little slice of life experience basically forms your entire worldview about money. So what looks like a crazy decision to me might make perfect sense to you. No one's crazy. We've just all lived different lives.
If you are finding this video helpful, please make sure to hit that like button and share it with someone who this might help and be a benefit to their financial decision-makings. Your support means a lot to me and helps the channel grow, allowing the YouTube algorithm to show this content to a bigger crowd. More people can benefit from these ideas and hopefully improve their financial well-being.
Okay, let's get into what I think are the two hidden superpowers of building wealth. But, and this is a big but, they are also super hard for our brains to really understand. We're talking about compounding and long tails.
So our brains are just wired to think in straight lines. We think additively, 8 plus 8 plus 8. Simple. But that's not how real wealth grows. It grows exponentially, multiplicatively, like 8 times 8 times 8. The difference, as you can see, isn't just big, it's mind-bending. This is why time and patience are the most powerful tools you have as an investor. And Housel has this hilarious but brilliant line that just sums it all up. Forget all the complicated strategies. The real secret is just getting decent returns that you can stick with for a really, really long time. That's when you let compounding work its magic.
The second unseen force is this idea of long tails.
This is the concept that in investing, a tiny number of events are responsible for the vast majority of the results. What this means is you don't have to be right all the time. In fact, you can be wrong a lot and still come out way, way ahead. I mean, just think about Warren Buffett. The guy is maybe the greatest investor ever. He's owned between 400 and 500 different stocks in his life. But guess what? He made almost all of his money on just 10 of them. 10! That's it. The rest were just okay. It was that handful of massive home runs, the tail of that, built his entire fortune. It should make you feel a lot better about your own mistakes.
Okay, so if building wealth isn't really about being a genius or getting every pick right, then what's the point? What's it all for? And this, for me, is the real soul of the book. It's about figuring out the true goal of having money in the first place.
This is a huge distinction we need to make. We always get rich and wealthy mixed up. Being rich is visible. It's the fast car, the designer clothes. It's your current income. But being wealthy, that's the money you don't see. It's the savings in the bank, the investments that are quietly compounding. Its real value isn't in stuff. It's in the freedom and the options it gives you.
And let's be honest, when you drive a fancy car down the street, you might think people are looking at you, admiring you, but they're not. They're just looking at the car, imagining themselves driving it. Trying to earn respect and admiration through stuff you buy is a game you can't win.
And this slide just breaks it down so perfectly. It shows what that invisible wealth actually buys you. It's not about luxury, it's about control. You start with a little bit of savings, and suddenly you can take a sick day without panicking. You save a bit more, and now if you get laid off, you can wait for a good job, not just the first one that comes along. You get a solid emergency fund, and suddenly you're not so scared of your boss. The ultimate goal here isn't a bigger house. It's waking up in the morning and saying, I can do what I want today. That's the best thing money can buy.
All right, let's wrap all this up. How do we put these ideas into practice? What does this actually mean for you and your money? Well, Housel gives us a really simple, really practical playbook. So, here it is. This is your new playbook. It's not about complex spreadsheets. It's about simple behaviors. It's about checking your ego at the door, because humility builds wealth. It's about building in a margin of safety, a room for error, because life is unpredictable. It's about always remembering to use money to buy back your time. It's about understanding you can mess up a lot and still win big. And maybe the most important rule of all, just save. You don't even need a reason. Just build that habit. It's a strategy built for real life. And I want to leave you with this amazing quote from the late, great Charlie Munger, because it just perfectly captures the entire spirit of this book. The goal isn't just about getting rich. The real goal is to get independent, to have control over your own time and your own life. And that is a goal worth chasing.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Finance Puppy, and here's to a better financial tomorrow. Cheers!